Conservative new media viewers and JLin fans around the world, this is the NBA expert Paul F. Villarreal, and we've got news on tonight's 97-90 Houston Rockets win in preseason game number 6 of the 2012 season. Let's get right to the analysis and what you guys want to hear about. Okay, here's what I saw in tonight's game regarding Lin. He's a little bit down on himself right now, and I could see that in timeouts. You could see that different of his teammates and the coaches were kind of trying to pump him up. So I think he's a little bit, I don't think his body is where he wants it to be, and his confidence isn't where he wants it to be. And the players, his teammates, and the coaches are picking up on that. So guys are trying to kind of pump him up. It will come. His confidence in his body is going to come back. I know that the haters are saying, oh, he's a bust, oh, he's a fraud, he's a joke. That's totally false. Don't buy into that. Don't get down on him. I know his stats weren't good in this game, but we'll get into more of what's going on with him in a second. So don't worry about that. The haters are trying to take their shots now. I know that there was a leak that came out today from Chris Broussard of ESPN saying, oh, the Rockets basketball people didn't want him, just the owner wanted him as a gimmick. Now, that's total bunk. I don't believe that at all. I personally think that's coming from a particular source that is close to Carmelo Anthony that is trying to make Carmelo Anthony look good and Jeremy Lin look bad. That's my own feeling on that matter. I have an idea of where that came from. Anyway, Lin was not good in the first half. He was really struggling, but he was very good in the third quarter. And that's when Houston pretty much kind of put this game away. Lin was a lot more confident and a lot more aggressive in the third quarter. He was really getting into some excellent pick-and-roll situations. He had one with Ashik where he fed him for a dunk. He was getting a lot of what we would call hockey assist, meaning he didn't get the direct assist, but he passed it to a guy, and then that guy passed it to a guy for an assist. So he was doing that really well. He also had a bunch of plays in this game that should have been assists, but guys just missed shots. Now, he still has to work when he's going to the hoop and he's driving, and sometimes, he'll kind of get caught in the air, make a bad pass, have a turnover, and he still needs to work on his moves around the basket in terms of finishing moves, like, little teardrop shots, these type of scoops and stuff like that, so he can get his shot. But he'll get that. That will come. I mean, it's something he's just got to work on a little bit. Now, the Rockets, as I've told you guys before, they're young. So sometimes, and they want to run. So sometimes the ball doesn't always go through Lin on offense the way that it might for another team or for a more experienced team. So there are times where you'll see, like Kevin Martin, he'll have the ball in either running the court or in the half court, and he doesn't pass it to Lin. You're like, why is he doing that? Lin's the point guard. Everything's got to go through him. But again, this is a younger team. Some of them kind of want to do their own thing, it looks like. Maybe they don't fully trust Lin just because the players don't know one another. The team's just beginning to mesh. I know that Coach Kevin McHale said they're putting in a lot of different offensive and defensive sets. So that's all right. That will come. Now, I've said before, and I still believe, that Jeremy Lin will become a legitimate star in the NBA. But I will say this now. I think it might take a little bit longer for him to do that than I thought it would. The reason I say that is he's coming into a different system, a different offense, and working with new teammates, and it's like he's almost starting from scratch. They're not running the Mike D'Antoni heavy pick-and-roll system here. So what it's going to force him to do, what's going to force JLin to do, is get better at certain skills that might not be his best skills. He's going to really have to improve his shooting. He's going to have to be able to hit standstill three-pointers. He's going to have to be able to drive to his left more and more and more, which he's getting better at, by the way. He showed some very nice moves with his left hand in this game. He's going to need to work on things that, again, aren't his best things. He's really going to have to drill down on his point guard skills. Remember, Jeremy Lin is a combo guard coming out of college, meaning he played point guard and shooting guard. This offense. He's going to have to get used to running a standard offense that may not be as reliant on the pick and roll as what he was able to do in New York. So to summarize, I think it might take him a year and a half, 2 years to really get comfortable with this team and this city and this offense and really get his body confidence back in terms of the knee surgery and everything. But I do think he'll get there. And when he gets there, when he develops those skills that maybe he isn't as strong at, then he's going to be a complete player. So this is going to be good for him, but it might make the journey to stardom a little bit longer. It might take him this whole year. It might take him a year and a half to really get it right. But as I've told people before, remember, think about Steve Nash, the great Steve Nash. Steve Nash didn't become the Steve Nash that we all know for about 5 years. His first 5 years in the league, he was not close to what he is right now. But he always had the ability to be that. And that's the way I see JLin. JLin has the talent and the work ethic to become a great player. He just needs to work at it and again, develop those skills that he's not best at. I think that's going to happen. So I would urge his fans to be patient. This is going to take some time, but it's going to happen. He just needs to keep his head up, stay confident. Don't worry about the haters and the critics that want you to fail. Don't worry about that. Those people are going to be out there. They have their own agenda. That doesn't matter. The coaching staff's behind him. The teammates are behind him, and it's going to come. And I can't wait until it does come. Now, just some other quick thoughts. I love Terrence Jones. He filled in today as a starting power forward for Patrick Patterson, and he's just one of those players that goes to work. He's not super flashy, although he's athletic, but he's just one of those guys. The ball finds him, and he gets rebounds, and he gets hustle baskets, and he gets putbacks. It's great. Carlos Delfino was great tonight. Chandler Parson, Kevin Martin. I really like this team. It's going to be interesting to see what they can and can't do because they are young and they make some mistakes that young teams make. But good win tonight. JLin didn't have great stats. Don't worry about that. He's improving. He's working through his rehabilitation and coming to a new team. He's going to be fine. Houston wins. Always a good sign. Okay, now we will work to get you some post-game comments from Lin, but I'm going to cover the Lakers-Clippers game first, so it might take a couple hours for me to get the Lin stuff. But you tell us below in the comments what you thought about this game, what you're thinking about Lin. Thumbs up, thumbs down on this video. Tell us what you thought. Of course, we invite you to come and join the Conservative New Media Facebook. Over 2,000 members in that group and growing constantly. Link for that in the video description. This is Paul at Villarreal, the NBA expert, and we strive to be the #1 YouTube fan channel for all JLin news and information. Thanks a lot for watching this video. You're watching Conservative New Media. We will talk to you soon.